Welcome to Awesome Scuba Adventures. My name is Gary Leach. Join me on a journey beneath the sea where only a tiny fraction of the world's population has dared to venture. Let's go scuba diving. In this episode, I'm going to cover the SSI Diver Diamond. Let's get started. SSI is Scuba Schools International. The SSI training philosophy is the SSI Diver Diamond. What every diver should know. SSI programs provide an underwater experience that brings people together as they learn the value of communication and cooperation, both above and below the surface. The SSI range of programs is one of the most effectively designed and thoroughly tested diver education systems in the world. There are 4 distinct components to becoming a diver: proper knowledge, skills, equipment, and experience. We call this the SSI Diver Diamond. Let's step through the wording of each of these components. Knowledge. Knowledge replaces anxiety and fear with correct information. There are many ways you can start an SSI program: traditional training, home study, or online training. No matter which way you decide to take the program, it will be taught the same way, using the SSI Total Teaching System. During interactive review sessions, your SSI dive professional will teach you how land value, what you learn out of the water, relates to water value, what you do with information in the water. Skills. The best way to learn essential skills is through continuous and correct repetition. The goal of this repetition is to learn the skills so well that they can be performed automatically and without conscious thought. This is SSI's signature water training method, comfort through repetition. We believe it is vital to take plenty of practice time to develop the skills necessary to become a competent and comfortable diver. Your SSI dive professional will lead you through a series of comprehensive skill exercises for you to practice until they become second nature. Equipment. We want you to be comfortable with every phase of your training. Your SSI dive professional will teach the class as if you will become a diver and make the investment in your own equipment. While the decision to invest in your own equipment is ultimately yours, our years of experience have taught us that the easiest way for you to become a diver is in your own high-quality total diving system. Understanding how to operate your own equipment ensures you enjoy every minute of every dive, and that you don't waste time learning how to operate unfamiliar or ill-fitting equipment. This increases your diving ability and adds an element of well-being and confidence to your experiences. If you choose not to purchase your total diving system, the best way to get started is in your own personal snorkeling and exposure systems. Your SSI dive professional will work with you to carefully select the appropriate equipment that is right for you. Experience. Training develops knowledge and skills, but the only way to get real experience as a diver is to go diving. This is why SSI encourages you to participate in more open water dives during your training than just the minimum required number. The more you dive, the more you will enjoy the sport. So get out there, explore new worlds, meet new friends, and see why diving with an SSI training center is the ultimate dive experience. So, there you have the SSI training philosophy, the SSI Diver Diamond. Knowledge, skills, equipment, and experience, the essence behind SSI's effort to build comfort, confidence, and safety into our students and enable them to enjoy the awesome sport of scuba diving and become divers for life. I also want to share my perspective regarding my professional background and how I see it relating to the SSI Diver Diamond. Across most industries, people with certifications and/or licenses generally had to learn their respective content and pass 1 or more exams. Many of them must also meet ongoing education requirements to maintain those certifications and licenses. I see a strong alignment here with the SSI Diver Diamond. Those classes can either be online or in person. This seems to align with the knowledge component of the SSI Diver Diamond. Some of these people are also required to attend practicals, which seems to align with the skills component of the SSI Diver Diamond. Some may also be required to demonstrate competency with new tools as these tools become integrated into their industries and work environments. This seems to align with the equipment component of the SSI Diver Diamond. Then, selected certifications and licenses may also require an individual's proof of initial and ongoing work experience in their respective areas of expertise. This seems to align with the experience component of the SSI Diver Diamond. Such efforts are prevalent throughout industry as a whole. Thus, I see that the SSI Diver Diamond provides for the same within the scuba and related industries. It is an excellent foundation and mechanism to gain a solid understanding of knowledge, skills, equipment, and experience, as well as continued growth and understanding in the world of scuba diving. So, that's one aspect of how I think about and support the SSI Diver Diamond, and thus the training philosophy of SSI. Another aspect I'd like to share regarding the SSI Diver Diamond is SSI's focus on quality across its training programs. I've been involved in the quality systems field for many years and thus have a good understanding of what it really means to be ISO certified. ISO, in this context, is the short form of the name of the worldwide quality organization called the International Organization for Standardization. Many companies and organizations throughout the world work hard to earn and maintain ISO certifications within their respective businesses. SSI meets ISO standards across multiple levels. The items I listed here include student-level training programs as well as professional-level training programs. Earning and maintaining ISO certifications indicates a strong drive for quality across SSI and its training programs. What this tells me as a practitioner in the quality systems world is that SSI provides consistency and repeatability for each of its training programs all across the world. This supports wording contained in the knowledge component of the SSI Diver Diamond, where it states, no matter which way you decide to take the program, it will be taught the same way, using the SSI Total Teaching System. So whenever I meet up with an SSI trained diver anywhere in the world, I can expect a given level of knowledge and skill of that diver given their level of training and experience. This in itself gives me an initial level of comfort in that diver and their knowledge and abilities, especially if we plan to buddy up for a dive. So, there's another aspect of how I think about and support the SSI Diver Diamond. SSI also speaks to the importance of the SSI Diver Diamond within its SSI Responsible Diver Code. It specifically states that SSI believes these risks may be reduced through the SSI Diver Diamond through development of proper knowledge, skills, equipment, and experience. You can find a link to my video about the SSI Responsible Diver Code in the description below. So, you may ask yourself, why is the SSI Diver Diamond so important for divers and our future? What is its value? Think of it this way. The SSI Diver Diamond is an expression of how SSI trains its divers, and it is universal across SSI training programs. To me, that's a strong statement as to the drive for quality of training throughout SSI in its efforts to produce excellent divers across all locations throughout the world. I'll leave you with that and an SSI concept that I utilize in all my training of students learning this awesome sport of scuba diving: comfort through repetition. We go over skills and concepts multiple times so students can gain the knowledge and understanding of themselves as a scuba diver, such that they build a great deal of comfort, confidence, and safety when scuba diving. It's how we have fun. And as we know, it's all about having fun. In my efforts as a scuba instructor, I strive to create divers for life. I encourage you to visit your local dive shop, find some dive buddies, join a dive club, and go diving. I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Gary Leach, and we'll see you next time on Awesome Scuba Adventures. Have a great day.